Have you ever reached a point in your life where the old version of you no longer fits, but the new version hasn't fully formed yet? You're not who you used to be, but you're also not sure who you're becoming? Maybe instead of feeling excited, you just feel lost or unmotivated, maybe even afraid that something's gone wrong. What if that feeling isn't failure, but a necessary stage of growth? Welcome back to The Reflective Soul, a channel about personal evolution through awareness. Today, we're talking about identity transitions, why they feel so disorienting, what's actually happening psychologically when you outgrow an old version of yourself, and how to move through this phase without panicking or forcing clarity too soon. This is something we don't talk enough about. Maybe most people aren't afraid of change itself, but instead are afraid of not knowing who they are without the old identity. Your roles, routines, careers, relationships, and coping strategies all serve to help your brain answer one very important thing. Who am I in this world? So when one of those structures falls away, a job, a relationship, a version of success, a familiar role, your nervous system doesn't just register change, it registers uncertainty. And uncertainty can feel like danger in the brain. From a psychological perspective, this phase is often described as an identity transition. Developmental psychologists have shown that identity isn't something you find once. It evolves through periods of stability, followed by periods of disruption, followed by reorganization. But here's the part most people aren't prepared for. There's almost always a void phase in between. A stretch of time where old motivations stop working, old goals feel empty, and clarity hasn't arrived yet. This doesn't mean you're lost forever. It means your system is letting go before it rebuilds. And reframing the discomfort is key. During this phase, you may feel behind or like you don't know what you're doing with your life. But another way to see this is your system is no longer willing to live in a story that isn't true. And that takes courage. When you understand that growth is about becoming less constrained by expectations that no longer fit, roles you have outgrown, and old versions that have cost you your authenticity, you shift your perspective from growth is scary to growth is freedom. And that changes everything. From this perspective, the discomfort isn't a warning sign. It's a feeling of expansion without a map. And freedom can feel destabilizing when you're used to structure defining your life. Now, I would like to offer you some practical, action-oriented guidance on navigating this phase. If you're in an in-between space right now, here are 3 things I learned when I was going through this that helped me. Number 1, stop demanding clarity too early. Clarity often comes after movement, not before it. Give yourself permission to explore without labeling that destination. It took me 5 years of experimentation to figure out my new path. Number 2, let curiosity replace urgency. Instead of asking, what do I need to do with my life right now? Try asking, what is at the intersection of what makes me feel alive and how I may be of service to others? Number 3, build safety before direction. When your nervous system feels safe, insights will follow. This might look like resting or focusing on creative expression rather than finding answers. You're not meant to rush this phase. You're meant to listen and just be inside it. And here's what I want you to remember. Feeling lost does not mean you're off track. It means you're on your way to becoming a more authentic version of yourself. You didn't lose your identity. You released one that no longer serves you. And what comes next is not a return to who you were. It is a deeper alignment with who you were always meant to be. If this resonated, I'd love to hear where you are in your transition, or what part of this season has been the hardest for you. And if you're navigating change, identity shifts, or personal growth, you are very welcome here. Please subscribe to keep learning practical ways to reconnect with who you truly are. And until next time, continue to discover, align, and grow. And thanks for watching.